Gaslighting, the quiet manipulation reshaping modern relationships. In recent years, few psychological terms have traveled as swiftly from academic journals into everyday conversation as gaslighting. Once confined to the language of therapists and scholars, it is now discussed on morning television, dissected in podcasts, and debated across social media platforms. But what exactly does gaslighting mean, and why has it become such a defining concept of our cultural moment? The term originates from the 1938 stage play Gaslight, later adapted into a celebrated film starring Ingrid Bergman. In the story, a husband manipulates his wife into doubting her sanity by subtly dimming the gas lights in their home while insisting that nothing has changed. Over time, she begins to question her own perceptions of reality. The metaphor proved powerful. Gaslighting describes a form of psychological manipulation in which a person causes another to doubt their memory, perception, or judgment. Unlike overt abuse, gaslighting operates in shadows. It rarely involves shouting or physical intimidation. Instead, it thrives on denial, contradiction, and strategic distortion. A gaslighter may say, "You're imagining things," or "that never happened," even when clear evidence suggests otherwise. The aim is not merely to win an argument, but to destabilize the other person's sense of reality. Psychologists often link gaslighting to patterns seen in emotionally abusive relationships. However, its reach extends far beyond romantic partnerships. It can appear in workplaces, friendships, families, and even in political rhetoric. In professional environments, for instance, an employer might dismiss an employee's legitimate concerns by implying they are overly sensitive or misremembering events. Over time, the target may internalize this narrative, losing confidence in their own judgment. From a scientific perspective, gaslighting works because human memory is not a flawless recording device. Research in cognitive psychology demonstrates that memory is reconstructive rather than reproductive. We rebuild memories each time we recall them. This inherent vulnerability makes it possible, under sustained pressure, for individuals to question even events they once felt certain about. The emotional toll can be profound, often leading to anxiety, depression, and a diminished sense of self. The cultural rise of the term also reflects broader societal anxieties. In an era defined by misinformation, fake news, and algorithm-driven echo chambers, the line between truth and distortion can feel increasingly blurred. Public discourse itself sometimes mirrors the mechanics of gaslighting: denial of observable facts, reframing of events, and persistent repetition of falsehoods. In such an environment, the personal and the political intertwine. Yet it is important to approach the concept with nuance. Not every disagreement is gaslighting. Memory conflicts are common, and people genuinely perceive events differently. The defining feature of gaslighting is intent and pattern, a sustained effort to undermine another person's grasp on reality in order to gain power or control. Recognizing gaslighting often begins with paying attention to emotional signals. Persistent self-doubt, chronic apologizing, or feeling confused after conversations may indicate manipulative dynamics. Mental health professionals frequently recommend keeping written records of important interactions, both to clarify one's own memory and to establish objective reference points. Support networks, trusted friends, family members, or therapists can also provide essential perspective. Interestingly, the popularity of the term may also signal progress. The language we use shapes what we are able to see. When individuals can name a harmful pattern, they are better equipped to challenge it. The rise of public awareness campaigns around emotional abuse, alongside growing conversations about mental health, suggests a cultural shift towards recognizing subtler forms of harm. At the same time, there is a risk of overextension. When every misunderstanding is labeled gaslighting, the concept loses analytical precision. For scholars and clinicians, maintaining clarity is essential. The power of the term lies in its specificity. It describes a deliberate erosion of another's reality. Ultimately, gaslighting is not merely about deception. It is about control through confusion. Its quiet nature makes it particularly insidious, often unfolding gradually until the target feels disoriented and dependent. Yet awareness remains a formidable defense. By understanding the psychological mechanisms at work, and by cultivating critical thinking, open dialogue, and emotional literacy, we can resist the subtle distortions that seek to unsettle our sense of truth. In an age saturated with competing narratives, perhaps the enduring lesson of gaslight is this: clarity requires vigilance. And safeguarding our perception of reality may be one of the most important acts of self-preservation in modern life.